Under somewhat better conditions, we set off for Skoki Lodge. Ahead, a 4 to 5 hour climb on thin cross-country touring skis. The key at this point is to go slowly. It's the tortoise that wins in ski touring, not the hare. Pace and rhythm are what is required. It's also important to savour the scenery and admire the surroundings. They were truly stunning. The trick is to slide the ski along the snow rather than lift it. That way energy is conserved. Conditions were ideal, with good visibility and little wind. A big change from 2 days earlier when thick snow and high winds forced us to turn back. It was a difficult decision, but the right one. This time we reached Boulder Pass in under 2 hours. The group was together, lunch tasted sweet, and our starting point was a long way behind us. The prepared pistes of the ski resort of Lake Louise were part of another world. Ahead, the long plod across the frozen Ptarmigan Lake with some stunning high-mountain Canadian scenery to savour. Then came Deception Pass, the steepest part of the route and the hardest part of the journey. Or so we thought. After it was the descent from the pass to the lodge. Skiing downhill with just the toe attached to the skis was the hardest part, and the funniest. It was far more difficult and more tiring going downhill than climbing uphill. After struggling on, we reached our goal. It had taken nearer 5 hours than 4, but we'd made it. There's no electricity, running water, phone signal or internet connection here, but there is a well-stocked kitchen run by experts. The food is all prepared on site and is quite delicious. They cook by gas. The atmosphere inside is unique and unlike anywhere else I've stayed in the mountains. And this is where Skoki's most famous British guests stayed, Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge. They signed the visitor's book and relaxed here away from the prying eyes and lenses of the world's media. I can report the cabin and their bed are extremely comfortable, and I had a relaxing time enjoying the basic and genuine comforts it had to offer. It must have been a far cry from the pressures of a royal tour. At Skoki, the toilet facilities are, well, somewhat basic. Essentially a large hole in the ground with a wooden cabin plonked on top. But there's a seat and soft loo paper. The royal couple was somewhat luckier, as a loo was flown in by helicopter especially for them. However, the basic facilities are part of the charm of the place. So is a 5-hour slog on cross-country skis worth it? Is the Skoki Lodge all it's cracked up to be? And would I recommend it to anyone that is moderately fit? Well, yes, yes and yes. It was the highlight of my trip to Canada. James Cove, PlanetSKI at the Skoki Lodge in Alberta, Canada.